Hey guys, Chef Jason Hill here, and today I am preparing a homemade coleslaw recipe. And it's kind of a traditional recipe, but I add a few things that I like to it, and I'll show you how I do it. First, we start out by making the sauce. And we're adding a half a cup of sugar to a mixing bowl, followed by a half a teaspoon of dried mustard. Next, we got a teaspoon of kosher salt, followed by 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise. And then 1 cup of half and half. And then finally, we're using a 1/3 cup of apple cider vinegar. And I just take my whisk, bring that together. You can do a little figure 8 with your whisk, kind of how they like to do it in the kitchens. All right, now we're just going to prep our vegetables. And I have heads of cabbage. I bought 1 medium green, 1 medium purple, cut them in half, rinsed them up. Got 2 little stalks of green onion and a small bunch of cilantro. Okay, like I said, I rinsed the cabbage off after I cut it in half, and now we got to remove the core. And to do that, I just take my knife in, go at an angle, and pop that out of there. Then I like to quarter the half. And then do a real fine shred. And that's going to be our coleslaw. Okay, after I've sliced them all as thin as possible, just kind of mix them up before I add them to the bowl. I'm going to drop it in to our sauce. Okay, I cut the root ends off of the green onion. I'm just going to make little rings. And I'm using 2. These are kind of larger than normal, but if you want to add another one, or don't add them at all, but I like onion in my coleslaw. And I rinsed off 3 tablespoons or so of cilantro leaf, and just give this a quick rough chop. And drop in our cilantro and onion. And then taking a rubber spatula, we're just going to fold the sauce into our veg. And then finally, I have a teaspoon of little poppy seeds, and I like to sprinkle those in there. Give it a little crunch, something a little different. All right, at this point, you're going to want to go ahead and give it a little taste test. That's good. And I'm going to add a little bit of fresh cracked pepper. Maybe a half teaspoon. And I just like to transfer it to a serving platter. You could even shred up some carrots, add a little more color if you like. Well, there you have it, my little take on the traditional coleslaw. Hope you enjoy this recipe, and as always, thanks for tuning in. Delicious. Tangy, sweet, crunchy. That's all you need.